Good morning. I was just say great morning. Y'all know what it is. It's the morning after. We do this after every single game and bye week of the season as we break down what went down for the Sooners last week. As the Sooners went out there and, in a way, physically dominated Auburn for a victory, 24-17. I'll explain what that means in just a moment. We're going to give it in our new format, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the excellent. So make sure you stick around for the excellent portions of how this team performed. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports, a Hog Media production. I am your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over there at Sleeper. If you're not using them for daily fantasy football, you are missing them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and they will match your first $100 deposit at a 100%. Get $100 back. Let's make the magic happen. All right, Oklahoma went out there and had burger time. Shout out to Jerry and Kennick the mechanic. This is my boy Jimmy used to say back in the day. Oklahoma sealed this bad boy. So they won the game. They went out, closed it properly, and yeah, we won the game. That's what's most important. So after going back, looking at a few plays, getting an understanding of some things, I want to talk about each and every little component that I feel like warrants a lot of y'all's attention. So first and foremost, let's talk about how did Oklahoma really do in this game? Statistically good. Portion of it is the defense overall played a way better game than y'all thought. We only gave up 287 yards of total offense. That is a lot lower than I would have anticipated in this game, just because last year we gave up 400 yards to Peyton Thorne and the Peyton Thorne-led Auburn Tigers in Jordan-Hare. Would have not have expected us to do that, but we did. We did what we were supposed to do in the vast majority of the game. This team showed us the one most important component, I feel like, for a team that can compete for a playoff spot: the ability to close a game. And they showed you that in the last two drives. Well, yeah, technically the last two real drives. The last one doesn't count. But we're going to talk about that in the excellent, because it deserves an excellent treatment. But overall, your wide receivers were good. John Mateer was good. 271 on 24 of 36 passing. It's not bad at all, especially because, contrary to popular belief, Auburn actually has a solid front seven. Their front seven is actually really solid. And we did everything we were supposed to do to try to get through them. We recognized that their defenders were stepping back a lot. So they were trying to stop the deep pass. So Arbuckle calmed down, especially in the second half, and started hitting them across that middle. Started hitting them on them short passes and all of that. And so good-wise, this team, as a cohesive unit, figured out a way to play good together. The pass protection was good. Mateer was only sacked once. I want to look at the grades for for blocking, because I think the pass blocking grade, as I expected, was pretty fantastic. We pass blocked very well. We gave Mateer time. We gave Mateer minutes. I think they had 6 total pressures, and we gave up, quote unquote, one. They got 1 sack in this game. So 6 total pressures. Mateer had time. The bigger thing is that you could see, and the reason why he had 12 incompletions for the most part is you could see they were trying not to give up anything big. They were trying to say, you keep everybody in front of us. And DJ Durkin had a bend, don't break defensive philosophy. You could tell. You could tell that that's what he was focused on. So I have to give him those props. The bad in this game, though, we're going to stick on the offensive side of the ball, was, geez Louise, the run fits are not there. The run blocking is not there. I know Torrey Blaylock, 11 carries, 13 yards. Mateer, 10 carries, 29 yards. But you can tell that Mateer wasn't trying to really run in this game. I'm kind of trying to figure out why. I would not mind him getting 20 runs because he can run and then he can slide, similar to Jackson Arnold does. Could easily have run and slide, but he did not. A lot of moments he could have. He was trying to pass. And I'm putting this in the bad situation because, and this is not a shade to us or anybody else, It's really you can tell that they are still trying to build in-game chemistry together with the way the wide receivers are set. Now, keep in mind, we will add another wide receiver possibly next week against Kent State. Not this coming week. This is a bye week, so y'all rest. Enjoy football, because that's what I'm going to do. But the week after is Kent State at the crib. That, to me, is the game where you're going to see us play some players that we've been hoping to see all season. You should see Eli Bowen, because he wasn't on the availability report anymore, and he was warming up in the game. And you're going to see Giovanni Gibson, as both of them were warming up. So it still feels like there's still chemistry being built, but Isaiah Satania has taken that from him. We'll slide him a little bit later. But good-wise, on the bad side, we got to get better in these run blocking. But again, we get this week for people to get healthy. Fasusi should be back. I think he played like 9 snaps. He was good in pass pro. Logan Howland was really solid in pass pro. Torrey Blaylock was doing some good blocking. Him and Javonte Barnes was hitting people on their blocks. And Derek Simmons looked like one of our better blockers in this game. Michaela was solid. Fabechi Wewu, okay, he looked hurt. Heath, I don't know what he was doing, but he looked hurt. He was getting ran through in a lot of situations, especially in the run. So that's something Bill Bedenbaugh's going to have to work on going forward. We got to figure that portion of it out. Don't worry, there's other things I got to address that I'm going to talk about the elephants in the room. So, the good thing is we still maintain our ownership stake in the state of Alabama. So we are good, still owning half, and hopefully we can get a full ownership claim by the end of the season if we continue to improve. To me, even though there was some bad tackling, there was some bad tackling. We were missing tackles like crazy that we should not have been missing. I think PFF calculated out that we missed tackle-wise. Let me see. We had a total of 16 missed tackles in this game. 16. And the dude that I thought was going to be the cheat code, me and Coop was hyping. Kendall Daniels was missing some tackles, man. Him and Jacoby Johnson was missing. PJ missed on a couple. Owen got hurt. Heineke, and then he missed a couple more tackles. We were missing tackles we should have got. So that happens. Okay, let's talk. We got to talk ugly now. We got to talk ugly. Before we do that, shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. If you're not checking them out for daily fantasy football, you are missing out. They've got some of the most options out there in the daily fantasy sports app, more than the competition. We're going to look at today's game on the NFL slate, so you can look at these in the future as well. Michael Penix right now is on our promo. You can get him at half a passing yard. Of course, you probably will take that because he's going to get more than that. He's going to complete at least one pass in this game. You can even come over here to some more NFL games. We're going to take a look at, we'll leave the promo, folks. Give me Etienne with more on the 57, Justin Herbert at less than 21.5 rushing yards. And anytime for Odunze, because it doesn't feel like the Bears can complete a pass, I'm going to take him on the less on that one as well. And you can do the same thing too. Go to the Sleeper app, download that app today, use our promo code UNFAIR, get 100% match up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Now, the bad. We got to talk bad. First off, bad was the refs. Refs were awful. They were awful. They were awful. They were awful. And that's on both sides. So I know Auburn fans are going to come into these comments and cry and whine and complain. Same thing that's going to happen when it comes to your Texas fans. Expect to see them floating around because, this is egregious. Oklahoma cheated, blah, blah, blah. Let me give y'all 2 things on it. One, that Isaiah Satania play was not cheating. Yeah, the SEC officials are going to say, well, yeah, she should have, blah, blah, blah. The problem is, and this is where I'm going to give a little grace to the SEC or refs. At the office, the reason why they did not know what's happening is because even when you look at the All-22 and the other tape, you can't see Satania. I think DJ Durkin recognized that he was standing there, lined up, because you could see him freaking out on the sideline. But you couldn't even see him on the high view. Because what he did was he walked to the line. He didn't walk over the line, and he didn't even walk all the way to the sideline. He walked close to the boundary, went to the line, talked to the ref, and this is what BV told us. He's like, and I think Ben Arkle mentioned it in the postgame. He pointed to the ref and told them, is he good at lining up? Because it was a tempo play. He lined up. Ref said he was clear. He looked over, called the play. The defense never looked his direction. Here's where Auburn is 100% to blame on that. Why are y'all not counting tops? Why don't y'all know where everybody is? That's what y'all supposed to do. So the fact that the SEC officials felt like they need to say, oh, well, that was deceptive. Why didn't the other team try to figure out where the heck the substitute player is going to be at? They didn't even count the people on the field in front of them. That is on them. You didn't even see him. He walked over there, got in line like it was a tempo play, and then went out. That's not on us. That's on them. How else did Auburn get done bad? That was a pass interference on Gentry. I 100% agree with that. That should have been pass interference. So, yeah, it happened. That was a pass interference. But the ref couldn't see it. Why? Because he was running away from Cam Coleman. And so he couldn't see the ball. He was trying to see where the heck the dude was. Now, the other refs should have seen something, but they bang, bang play. They couldn't figure it out from a distance. So, yeah, that happened. You know what else happened in this game? There was a lot of holding. There was a lot of holding in this game. The Horace Carla call on Marvin Jones Jr. when he's pulling on his jersey and not had his hand inside of his back. Ridiculous, but it's okay. Y'all got that. They didn't call Horace Carla when Deion Burks was pulled down, but you could tell he had the jersey a little bit lower. So they gave us that. The pick play, which is what was bad. The pick play that they called on Satania when he did an out route. People, everybody run pick plays in different ways. He was running an out route. And it was a perfectly ran out route that led to him bumping into the receiver. You could tell that he was going for a route. He turned to look for the ball and then boom, shoulder. Come on now, let's be realistic here. Let's not act like it didn't happen to everybody in this. Let's not act like that at all. Because that's what you're going to see is Auburn fans are going to say, well, this was Peter, where did he call it? Blah, blah, blah. Ask this question to any Auburn fan. On that pass interference, on that one, ask them, did y'all score on that drive? That's all you got to ask. And when it comes to that play, just ask them that question. That's all you got to ask. And they're going to try to say it doesn't matter because they still caught pass interference in the end zone when the ball was not catchable. The wide receivers got a big chunk of, Cam Coleman had a big chunk of Cortland Gilliary's jersey. Cortland had his. The ball wasn't catchable. I don't care how athletic Cam Randy Moss Coleman is. He wasn't catching that pass. I digress. The ugly, though, on top of the refs, DB play. Jeez, Cam Coleman was killing him. He was killing him. And that is a sign of how good Cam Coleman is. I don't think y'all understand that kid is a beast. He will get every single prop and praise from me because he's that darn good. DB's got to be prepared for that double move, man. Let that dude have the double move. You stay back because when he starts sprinting, you ain't catching him. And they did a smart game plan of picking at Cortland Guillory. That was very smart of Hugh Freeze. Unfortunately, they only got 3 completed passes out of it. Because, they only got 3 completed passes out of it. First half, they was on it like 170 yards passing in the first half. Man, they were just lighting it up. Looking great. Second half, 58 yards passing. So it was 162 in the first half. Second half, 58. 220 total. Great job, Oklahoma. Other ugly is still run blocking goes with that because we can't figure out a run. That's something we got to learn sometime soon. I think at some point we're going to get that established. At some point we'll be healthy enough on the offensive line. At some point these guys will get that push. They'll figure out to change the scheme, and we'll get that going. But man, it's bad. It's ugly. Excellent though. 3 things as we wrap this up. First and foremost, this defense, excellent. We had, and this is where the refs come into play here in their calls. One, we could have had 11 sacks in this game. 11. The Marvin Jones Jr. one was counted. It wasn't supposed to. That drops us down to 10. And then when David Stone hit Jackson Arnold for like a half-yard loss, they said that was a run, even though he was in a pass set and he tucked. It wasn't a QB draw. They took that away from him, so he missed out on the second sack. So he finished the game with a total of 9 sacks in calculation. Very disappointed that they did that to us, but it's okay. Record tying 9. David Stone was out there. Hey, my preseason pick for the leader in sacks for this team is looking really good right now. Jaden Jackson had 2.5 sacks with 2.5 tackles for loss in this game. Jaden Jackson was all over it. He had more sacks in this game than he had all of last season. Jaden Jackson, 3 sacks so far. And this Oklahoma defense has put out something that a lot of y'all, like myself, did not expect to actually be here, is that we're sacking the heck out of. Our defensive line is that good. I was told that our defensive line would be this good by a lot of national people. Didn't believe it. We got 16 sacks this season. This defensive line is ferocious. The edges are ferocious. Taylor Wine on the first one, and it just kept avalanching down on the way that they were attacking. They had their offensive line in so much hell that they had to resort to holding in order to stop us. Y'all know that Auburn had rated the number 7 offensive line, or at least a top 10 offensive line in the country, by a lot of different metrics, right? By a lot of different sites. We abused them. Abused. And graded wise, they still graded well because a lot of the sacks that happened in there were free runners that the quarterback did not get rid of the ball. Sounds familiar, right? 2 more points. John Mateer, final drive, gave you what he was supposed to do. I'm going to go through this. I talked about this on Locked On Sooners. We walked through it, but I think you all deserve it here too. Final drive. Mateer was not all that great this game. He was good enough to win, and that's the most important thing. This is what you got out of it. Auburn drove the ball, which I think this was a very bad drive. 14 plays, 75, 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Can't be doing that. They drove it. All right. We had it for 6 plays, 75 yards. So we started off, John Mateer, boom, looks, passed the ball, Deion Burks, 9 yards. Great play. Great setup. Next play, John Mateer tucks the ball, runs, gets us the first down, which to me was probably one of the more important plays in that setup, because why? You kind of needed to, you needed that drive. You needed that drive to feel comfortable in this game. 7-yard pass. He threw it to Satania. Another beautiful catch. Then Mateer hits Canick across the middle. Again, gets the 15-yard first down. Then you get a dart. Like, this was ballsy. That 31-yard pass to Satania where he caught it on the sideline. Heavenly. It felt good. It felt great. Shout out to him on that drive. Then he gives you the last thing of tucking that bad boy, taking it himself, and doing what? Scoring the game-leading touchdown. Then we took from there and did the next thing that you're supposed to do in a game. What's that? You may be asking, Jay, what is that? The defense. We gave up a couple of runs, and then Jackson got that 9-yard pass, which was actually pretty good. Then we stopped him on the run. Forced 2 straight penalties. A hold, finally, they called on Connor Lew because Lew was getting abused. And he got hurt. I felt bad for him. Connor Lew's really good. And then a false start by Chaplin, the transfer from Virginia, who's probably going to get drafted pretty well. Stopped Arnold for another run. Then G-Baby said, let me get into action, and I'm going to sack you. Now, this is the craziest one. The safety. I don't think y'all understood this. I want y'all to go back and watch that play because I went back and watched it twice, and I caught it because it looked weird. It felt weird, but then when I heard the players talk about it post-game, because I didn't see any of the post-game player interviews, I ended up just keeping watching college football and making my notes. But when I saw that the D-line didn't even get a push on that safety, like we didn't even try. They didn't. Go watch it. It's crazy. It's basically because our Mason Thomas told them, let me get this one. I got this. I got this. He called his play. And what'd he do? First, he pushed the tackle back a lot. The running back tried to chip him to slow him down, and all he did was chipped him more into the right on the right tackle, and he got the safety. Ladies and gentlemen, our Mason Thomas only played half the game and got 2 sacks. They are very lucky he didn't play the whole game. Auburn should be thankful. Shout out to the refs at the Temple game, the Big 12 refs. They were terrible. Oklahoma did it. We closed it. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. I want to hear all of y'all's thoughts. We will once again go live at 6 o'clock today like we always do. Me and Coop will dive into it. Coop doesn't have a voice, so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to be cinema. Absolute cinema. Because Coop ain't got a voice because he lost it at the game, so I'm proud of him. So let me know what y'all think. We will chop it up with each and every single one of you. Few hours. Y'all be blessed. Shout out to Sleeper. Check them out. If you're not doing daily fantasy football with them, you're missing out. They're going to give you a match. 100% up to $100 on your first deposit. Use our promo code UNFAIR. Peace.